Okay, so for demographics, you could leave demographics as the label here. And I would just add a little description like, please answer the questions below so that we can learn ah, more about you. And you can include, a reminder that skip any they don't feel comfortable answering, whatever you'd like to put there. So then for your questions, you might actually want to ask them how old they are. So you could say, how old are you? And then you would end up doing that as a short answer. You might want to add validation so they don't type, I am 19 years old. So do response validation and make it a number. And you can just say that it needs to be a whole number, right? That would be one option. You can add custom error text like, please enter your age as a number. That just helps to kind of reduce error. And then don't make it required because if you make it required, they can't skip it and they should be free to skip anything they don't want to ethically. I mentioned that I would talk about racial ethnic identity a little bit more. So let's say that you want to know what best describes your racial or ethnic identity. And I'm just going to put a couple in. I'm going to do alphabetical order. So let's say we have Asian, Black slash African American, and I'm just going to put in Hispanic or Latino. Um, so this multiple choice makes the most sense for this class. Uh, you can do an open-ended question and ask them what their racial ethnic identity is. But the problem is that people are going to spell it differently, and it's going to just get really complicated. So I would more recommend that you decide to use kind of a standard options like what they use in the census. And then what you want to think about is, are you going to spend more time on it and leave it open-ended? Are you going to spend more time on it and do check boxes and say select all that apply? It's going to make your life more difficult, but if you want to do it, you can do it, and I will spend more time with you. So that would be one option. And then the other option, and what I would probably recommend, although you could do this with checkboxes as well, is that after you list all of them, you could do a an other option here, and then and actually for that, you just want to click this add other because it's going to give you this space where they can write racial ethnic identity if they don't fit one of these. So that works whether you do the checkboxes or you do the multiple choice, but that's what I would recommend doing. And you just want to think through what's going to be the best option. We'll talk more about this in class, but this would be one other way that you could set up your questions. So make sure that your demographic questions make sense for your topic and then they're not too sensitive. So I'll give you feedback on that if I feel like if they're too sensitive. And just to show you what this looks like. So I'm going to go through and say yes, yes, next. And so here you can see that I have the option to type in that if I check this other, I can type into it. I can also check these. That's why you have to decide if you want checkboxes or the multiple choice options. And so just be really thoughtful about what you're going to do. When you submit it, if I'm concerned about your choice, I will probably tell you and say, hey, if you do this, this is what you're going to have to do when you get to analyzing the data. So just again, kind of be thoughtful about it.